we talk about the financial secrets of the wealthy elite. Now, I know that sounds a little bit dark and sinister, but the reality is that there are some techniques and some methods that people that were born with a lot of money, that have always had a lot of money, that they do to get those resources making more money for them. And because we have some mechanisms to get your savings to multiply quickly, then we can also share with you some of those wealthy elite strategies, because very soon you're also going to have the larger bank accounts that you can get money working for you. So it's important you know you can access university anywhere. You use your phone, you use your tablet, you use your laptop, it really doesn't matter. And it's meant to be very simple and straightforward. So remember, we said we were going to talk about 3 tools. That was tool number 1. Tool number 2 is our universal signal. Remember, I said I have no interest in learning how to trade, so this is my signal. So this is simple. When it says simple enough for anyone to use, I'm the anyone. And what's really neat about this is that there is literally no experience required. And most importantly, at the beginning of this presentation, we talk about how critically important it is to protect your assets and then grow your assets. And that really is at the cornerstone of what it is that we're trying to accomplish. If any of you have ever been involved in a cryptocurrency program in the past, what separates us from everything else is you do not send us your Bitcoin. We don't want it. We're going to teach you how to take care of it. We're going to teach you how to grow it, but you're always going to be in control. Only you have the passwords. And more than that, when you grow it, we don't make money from you growing it, because that would be illegal. If we teach you how to make more money with your Bitcoin and we're getting a profit, that would mean we would need a securities license. So we keep everything legal so that if you are happy in this environment, you're going to be able to continue to make money with us for years and years and years. So this is what we call a long-term trend trading signal. Only 1 per month, sometimes even less. And this is one of the reasons I like it. All that I do, I grab my phone. In 1 minute a day, I check and see if the signal is the same. If it's the same, I do nothing. And I just do that 1 minute a day, day after day after day. The odd day where it changes and I see all of a sudden it's changed, I go into my Unifii account and I make a change. Okay, I go, if my Bitcoin is in like a wallet, just a simple wallet on my phone, I make a change. Or if I'm using an exchange, and it really doesn't matter, Prosperity U teaches you the advantages of a wallet versus an exchange, and you decide what you're most comfortable with. Let me just tell you this, if this is all new to you, this is no more complex than online banking. So if you have already transitioned to using your banking services online, you can handle this very easily. Okay, and the last thing is this. Because a signal only comes once every month or once every 2 months, because it's long-term trend, even if you check your phone and the signal is 3 or 4 hours old, it doesn't matter, because it's not for a couple of months till the next signal change is going to happen. So you don't need to be held to a specific schedule. So if you have a strange working hours or if you're on vacation, you don't have to feel like you're being handcuffed by your money-making product. All right, so let's show you some really quick results. Now, from July 2017 to September, so a little bit more than a year, the universal signal only generated 7 trades. That's it. Over the whole year, only 7 trades. The winning percentage was around 85%, but this is what's really interesting. Now, the starting value for your BTC is only hypothetical. You do not need to start with $5,000. You can start with $500 if you want to. In this example, using $5,000, that grew to $34,000. Your fees, because you're buying and you're selling, you're trading to, if you, let's say for example, you live, we mentioned New Zealand. So there's an app one could use to move their Bitcoin from New Zealand dollars to Bitcoin, to New Zealand dollars to Bitcoin. That's it. That's all they're doing. But they're paying a small fee each time they do it. So because you only did that 7 times, your fees are quite small, $200. So that was a growth or gain of 595%, which is over 15% per month, which is insane, but that's what happened. Wonderful gains. It was a very good year for Bitcoin. Now, what we want to do is we want to give you an anchor. We want to compare this to buy and hold. If you don't know what buy and hold means, it simply means you bought some and you did nothing. Okay? You just hoped that it would go up in value. And you would have been right. You bought $5,000 worth of BTC. BTC, I'm sorry, is the abbreviation for Bitcoin. It would have turned into $11,000. You would have seen now almost no fees because you only bought once and you sold once. Okay? But look at this, 128% gain. Not bad for buying something and just sitting on it for a year. But if you're willing to go to your phone or your tablet for 1 minute a day, you could have taken that 128% and increased it by about 4 times. Okay? So that's what we teach. Now, the next thing I want to show you is the signal that's more for Mike and Shane because there's more participation involved. It's called advanced, and you can probably guess why it's called advanced, because it's not for me. Okay, so this is for people who really want to squeeze every dollar out of a signal. In other words, I want you to think of it this way. In the universal, all I do is let the signals do their job. In the advanced, we teach people basic trading strategies so they interact with the signal. So a signal's doing something. Imagine, for example, you see a movement, a little ping would go out to your phone and it would say, hey, there's an opportunity for you to take 3% profit. So and you're all in a chat group where you can talk to each other, so you know what's going on. Oh, I'm going to run in there. I'm going to take that 3%. So if you have, let's say, $10,000 that's accumulated in your trading account, a 3% take in 5 minutes is worth doing. So that's the kind of stuff that you'll learn in the advanced signal group. Your signals come more often, between one signal every 1 to 2 days. And like I said before, you're learning as a family, you're learning as a community, and the community is from all over the world. And it's very, very supportive environment in there. So as new people come in, you know, they may ask new questions that some of the existing members were asking 2 months ago. And so it's really wonderful how everyone is supporting everyone to pick this up quite quickly. And I will tell you, these are still considered beginner strategies. So it will not take you long to become comfortable in this environment. You can see in front of the tablet, there's a step-by-step guide. So that's a PDF guide, and that works in partnership with Prosperity U videos. And every single action to either protect your money or make you money is included in that guide. The guide is only 18 pages long in big writing with lots of pictures. So it's not very difficult to actually start to become comfortable with the secrets that are in that guide, and you're never, ever going to be asked to do anything that's not in that guide. So it's very straightforward. Once you get the rhythm, it's very easy to do. And most importantly, what we do is every single week, we have one of our moderators in the group. He'll do what we call a week in review. And so he'll look at all the trades that happened for the week, and he'll do a step-by-step analysis of where you could have made money and where you would have lost money. And he'll show you at the end of the week what the trading results were. So it gives you an opportunity for total transparency. There's nothing that's hidden from you. All the fees that are there, when the signals arrived, if a signal was late, what the price was when you got it, all that information is there for you. And he breaks it down into a really simple way so you can understand what happened. So if you don't make what he made that week, you can go back and watch a 12-minute video and see what he did differently than you. It's a really, really neat tool. So we just started that 3 weeks ago. So our week in review 1 was 11% profit for the week. Week in review number 2 was just a little bit over 15%. And week in review 3, which just was released, was another 11% week. So you can see that when you use these strategies, 37% of 3 weeks is madness. When you consider that Warren Buffett was 24% per annum, year after year after year, and he made a lot of millionaires with 24% per annum. So by implementing some of these strategies on top of the signal as your pathway, it really creates a unique earning opportunity. So what I would like to show you just to wrap up is a couple of things. Advanced signal results. First of all, you'll see a very glaring difference between this and universal. Universal was only 7 trades. This is 228. Now, the other thing is your starting your starting value of BTC. There's your end, just under $40,000. So it was a wonderful gain. Look at your fees, though. Instead of $200, it's $7,000 in fees. And this is why we're part of the education comes in. So we're making sure we're helping you pick exchanges where your fee structure is as low as possible so that doesn't dig too far into your profits. But remember, there was over 200 trades compared to 7 trades. So you can see these exchanges make an awful lot of money when there's a lot of people trading on them. But that's still, in spite of all of that, 684% gain, almost 16 or a little over 16% per month, and a very fast comparison to the same data for buy and hold. So what I would like to quickly wrap up by showing you is this. You are always in control of your assets. We never lay a hand on them, and we don't make money from you trading them. That's key, because we cannot be breaking the law if we intend on being here for years and years and years. Now, the last thing I want to share with you is this. It's a financial principle that we interface with to maximize the returns from our product, which is pretty cool, because this principle of compounding, Albert Einstein referred to as the 8th wonder of the world. So you got to know, it's pretty impressive if Albert Einstein is calling it the 8th wonder of the world. And he goes on, Albert Einstein goes on to say, he who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. So this is really interesting stuff. I want to show you a tool that we've created for everyone, for all of our members. And this is what we call the Universal Signal Compounding Calculator. And it's a bit of a mouthful, but it's exactly what it sounds like. It's for our universal signal, and it's going to show you the effect compounding will have by being engaged in using this product over a longer period of time. And so this is why it's so critically important that we establish ourselves long-term so that these principles can do their job. So remember, when we were talking about the daily signal, we said 15.45% was our average. Now that's an insane average. Most people would be thrilled with that every year. So I'm knocking this number way down to 8.5% to be more conservative, okay? So I want to show you what can happen using compounding with a starting account as small as $500. This is critical because one of the biggest challenges that we face right now is, believe it or not, in the wealthiest countries in the world, 1 person out of 10 has begun preparing for retirement. 1 person out of 10. That's in working age, 1 person out of 10. It's shockingly low. And what's so alarming is not that they're not thinking about it, is that they don't have the resources to set aside. Because we're seeing continually in the wealthiest countries, costs are going up much faster than wages are rising. And it's really starting to become a challenge for a lot of people. In the United States, we're seeing more and more people live on credit. So they're actually paying today's bills with money they haven't even made from tomorrow, which is scary stuff. So I want to show you this compounding effect of 8.5% over 72 months. I want to get a couple guesses, Mike. I want to just get a couple ballpark guesses. I want someone to tell me what they think $500 over 72 months at 8.5 compounded interest per month is going to turn into. 72 months, what's it going to turn into? Please just fire a couple of guesses into the chat box.
They're stumped.
All right. All right. Well, was someone going to throw a guess out?
Is it 2.5 million?
Oh boy, that would be amazing.
Somebody,
you know what I like?
Somebody else.
I like a lot of people here.
Someone said 50 grand. Someone said 60 grand. Someone said a few million. But I think we have kind of an educated crowd here, John.
We definitely have an educated crowd. And if we were giving out prizes right now, I think Tina would be pretty darn. Between Tina and Tom, I think they'd be scrapping it out in the ring.
To put this in perspective, we just did a call with people who have not been with Unifii, and their closest guess was $7,000.
$7,000.
So, I mean, I think that really starts to drive. You know, we see people really close 100,000, 170 grand. this is kind of like a big point of what Unifii is doing, because a lot of people are throwing away $500 all the time. People are throwing it away on a shopping spree all the time. They're going on a short little vacation for the weekend. Why is that? Why are people living paycheck to paycheck, blowing little bits of money here and there? Because they don't understand how much money they're blowing, because they don't understand the power of compounding and strategies that can turn that into a lot of money. You guys clearly do. I mean, these guys are really close.
It's wonderful to see. And you know, the sadder news, by the way, Mike, is some people may just be resigned to the fact they're never going to be able to catch up. So why bother trying?
Right, exactly.
That's really sad. So $177,000, this is what I want to show you that's really interesting though. What if you were to only add $100 per month over the 72 months, $100, what would that do to your future value from 177? Look at that. Climbs up to almost $600,000. Now check this out. What if you only added another $200? You just became a millionaire. That's really neat. That's really neat. So it's important for you all to understand that everybody gets their own calculator. It's on your own replicated website. And if you did nothing more than share a little 3-minute video on how to use the calculator properly and send that out to 5 or 6 friends and did nothing else, you'd have a couple of them beating down your door, which is really, really neat, which is why we designed this the way we did, because so many people want to benefit from a compensation model that are normally attached to a project like this. They just don't know how to do it. And they're
You froze up on us there, John.
or to talk to friends. Oh, am I better now?
Yeah, you're there now. I thought for a second there you were a robot. You just got shut off there for a second.
You know, the bummer is the only intelligent stuff I've said so far I said right then.
That's the way it works out sometimes.
It always works out that way. Murphy's Law and smart talk.
But I think what you were saying, I think I picked up through the radio channels something of the likes of, we've got the calculator on the website that you guys can all refer to begin as a conversation starter for people to realize how accessible having a big retirement can be, that it isn't too late, that there is a way, that they can get in control, and that calculator is the beginning conversation. And I just want to make sure something didn't fly over everyone's head. You said you can make a quick video that just shows how to go to the website and how to use the calculator, and just send people to that calculator and get them playing with it so they can start to understand what's possible. Getting started, product purchase and initial access. Guys, I mentioned earlier, it's extremely reasonable. They could easily charge $2,000 for this. It's really, really low. Like, you have to understand like what they're putting together and the work that they have to continue to do. This is proprietary. They're creating their signals. Ron Monterilli, the CEO of this, has been doing this for years in the traditional markets. 2 years ago, he started to focus on the cryptocurrency markets. Now he's making this available, and he priced all of this to be able to make a huge impact in the world. He priced it low enough that everybody could do it. So everyone could tap into what I'm talking about today. So it's just a one-time payment of $279.95, and then there is a monthly subscription to continue to get access of $79.95. But when you look at the numbers I shared with you, when we look at the results, this is nothing in comparison. And even just how it taught me how to look at money, how it taught me how to look at compounding. I understood the concept, like many of you probably did. I got out the calculator many times in my life and played with compounding. But the way that they're sharing a path to take advantage of it makes it vivid and real right now. And because they're giving us these signals that are clearly profitable, it makes it compelling to change our habits and to start actually applying it. I showed you the compounding calculator. It's absolutely amazing. The price to get started is very, very low. I should mention, I want to be really clear, the $279.95 is not yearly. It's a one-time payment, and then you just have a monthly recurring charge after that, the month after it starts, $79.95, to continue to get access to everything that I shared, including the signals. If you want to be, like I am, sharing the information, building a distribution network, there is an additional fee, very reasonable, of $29.95 a year for the customer support and the support of that, to facilitate that. 20, because as they grow and scale up, obviously they need to facilitate that in some respects. $29.95 a year to be an affiliate. For those of you that want to learn about the rewards program, learn about how you can accomplish extraordinary goals by helping empower others, get with the person who referred you here, and they will give you a presentation to the compensation structure.